This week we're going to continue learning about line plots. The line plots you'll see will have fractions. So I see my number line is 5, 6, 7, and 8, but I also see 7.5, 6.5, 7.5. So I'm going to have to put an X at each of those locations. I'm going to go across the top here. I see 7.5. So I'm going to click on the X and I can drag it down to 7.5, about where 7.5 will be. Just think to yourself, if it's not 7 and it's not 8, 7.5 would be halfway between the two. If you don't wear a size 7 shoe or a size 8 shoe, you might wear a size 7.5. So there's one 7.5. Then I see 6.5. Again, I can click on the X and I can drag it over to where 6.5 would be. Then I see a 7. I'm going to drag it to 7. 6, 7, 7.5, 5, 6. Now I'm on the second line here. I'm going across like I'm reading a book. You could do all of the 7.5s at once, go down, whatever you need to do to get all 16 of these numbers on the line plot. 5.5, 6.5, 6, 7.5, 5, 5.5, 5.5 again, and 5. So just make sure that if it's a half, that you mark it at a half. So here's 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8. There'll be one more of those to take care of. You'll do the same thing. Here's 8, drag the X. Here's 9.5. And you'll just have to make sure you keep going so all of these numbers end up on the line plot. We are also going to review conversions that we were talking about before we left school. All of the formulas are listed on the side, and I will click in the colored text box so that I can type my answer. 8 yards is how many feet? So I know that 1 yard has 3 rulers or 3 feet inside of it. So 8 yards must have 3 plus 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 3, or you know we want to do 8 times 3, and I would type in 24 feet. So I'm typing in the colored text boxes to answer those questions. So that's kind of what you're in for this week with line plot, and we're going to review some conversions. Good luck!